Okay, we're going to go through your homework because a lot of people are having trouble with it, and I thought if we can have a video of it, it makes it a little bit easier. You can watch this, pause it, re-watch it, just have it there to help you with your revision. So the questions we're looking at, question 4 here, we're going to use balance formula equations to describe the chemical reactions that occur when the following solutions are mixed. And then once we've done that, we can determine if the reaction would result in precipitate, and if so, state the chemical name of the precipitate. So we've got quite a lot of steps to do here that we're working on in class. So the first thing we're doing is mixing some calcium chloride and potassium phosphate. So what you need to do is get your sheet that you had that has all the ions in it, and find calcium first of all. Calcium here is Ca2+. So we're going to write down in pencil, always use a pencil, Ca, put a little 2+ up here, Ca2+, and then chloride, we'll look on the other sheet, is Cl-. So we can write that here, Cl-, plus, we won't worry, we'll get onto our charges later, plus potassium, which again, if we look at the sheet, is K+. Phosphate. So let's find our phosphate is PO3-. So we'll put this in brackets. Sorry, PO4-3-, just so we don't get mixed up with our charges. Now, to get our ions balanced, first of all, what we need to do is swap and drop. So we're going to swap our 2 over here and drop it down. So we end up with Cl2. And rub that 2 out there. Then we're going to swap this here. We've got 1. We could write 1 there in chemistry. Try and keep it nice and neat. So 1, if we've just written calcium, that means there's 1 of them. Same thing over here. Swap and drop. So that plus charge would go over here. 1+. We would just leave. We don't write anything because we don't write anything in this one. And 3 will swap and drop, so we get K3PO4. So they are our reactants. Now we need to look at our products. So when we put them together, the metals are going to swap around. So we're now going to have calcium, Ca, phosphate, PO4, plus our potassium, and chloride, Cl. Okay, so we've written that down, but unfortunately we need to make sure that this is balanced so that we've got the same number of calciums, chlorides, etc. on each side. So let's start with our calcium. 1 calcium, 1 calcium, beautiful, so far so good. Chlorine, 2 chlorines, 1 chlorine. Okay, so we need to make this 2 somehow, so we'll think about how we can make that 2. We've got our potassium, we've got 3 of them here, 1 of them there. So we need to do something so that we've got more potassium over here. And then our phosphate, 1 phosphate molecule and then 1 phosphate molecule. That looks pretty nice. Okay, so now we need to start doing what I think is the hardest part. So if we want to have 3 here, we could write 3, but then that's going to have 3 chlorines. So if we wrote 2, then we'd only have 2 potassium. So we need to do something that the lowest multiplier of 3 times 2. So we get 6. So we write 6 in there. Should move that along a bit. So that's 6K. Just rub it out so there's a bit more space. 6KCl. Okay. But now that we've times that by 6, we're going to have to multiply this here by 2. So we've got 2 times 3 gives us 6 here. So that's the same number of potassiums in each side. Our chlorine, we've got 6 chlorines as well, but over here we've only got 2, so we need to multiply this side by 3. Now that's going to mess up our calcium phosphate. So our calcium, we've got 3 of them and just 1 here. Our phosphate, now we've got 2 of them, so we want to have 2 of them. So what we can do, we can write in 3 here and 2 there. So we've got 3 calciums, 2 phosphates. That's nice and balanced. Beautiful. Happy days. So we've got part I done. Now we need to determine if we have a precipitate. So we get our tables of precipitates, and we're going to look for phosphates first of all. So calcium phosphate. Here's our phosphates. Calcium is not in any of these, so it says all other phosphates are low solubility. So that means we are going to get a precipitate. So we need to write down the name of our precipitate. Calcium phosphate. Good stuff. So that is how to do question number 1.